Good afternoon.
Every platform. Since we have been using the platform, it has been a very wonderful tool in this school in terms of computation of results, in terms of generation of assignment for students to do, in terms of lesson notes, uploading of lesson notes, in terms of assessing student particulars with ease. The design of the report sheet, excellent, excellent. But it is, without any problem. It's fraud free. Let me put it that way. Fraud free. There's no issue of, oh, I pay today and the money is somewhere. No. Since we have been using it, we don't have such. But it has been smooth sailing since we have been using it. So I want to recommend every times to as many schools as possible that want to be part of the platform. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, our viewers. Good afternoon. Good day from whatever part of the world that you're watching us from. It's so exciting. I'm so excited to be here today, and we thank God Almighty for giving us the privilege to be here. And we also thank our viewers for always joining in and always tuning in. Once again, I'm Quincy Ademola, the Digital Education Officer of EduTams. And we all know what EduTams is. EduTams is a school management solution to help simplify our educational processes. So today we are having a special segment, which is one of our teachers' professional development program. And today's theme is becoming an exceptional teacher. In light of this, we are giving a special shout out to every educator out there. We are saying we understand that January 24th was the International World Education Day. So we are giving a special shout out and we are saying well done, kudos for bringing brilliant ideas and instilling morals and cultures, not only academics, into our young our students, our learners today. We say thank you so much for being role models and mentors to them. So once again, from EduTowns, we say happy International World Education Day to you. So without further ado, we are going to be diving right into today's section, and we understand that becoming an exceptional teacher, which is the theme, and talking about becoming an exceptional teacher, we understand that an exceptional teacher is an outstanding teacher who doesn't only teaches or just gives the teaches just in the classroom. We understand that being a teacher too doesn't only end in the four walls of the classroom. It goes beyond the classroom, both outside and inside. So we understand that doing that particular profession, which is mostly tedious, it's not an easy job. And while we are still trying to do all of this, we understand that we have to excel at whatever we do and we have to be outstanding and exceptional in everything we do, which is why we are coming in today and bringing it out. We are going to be learning, we are going to be enriched. And today I have an amazing person in the building. She's wonderful, she's outstanding, and I can call her a role model. She's exceptional. Yes, I can say she's an exceptional teacher and an outstanding teacher. And this person is she's a JCI outstanding person, one of the top global 50 teachers. Like you can imagine when we talk about something global, we know it's not only restricted to Nigeria alone. We mean global as in global. So this person happened to be an except. I think on her Instagram page, I've been watching, I've been following that public school teacher. She doesn't make it only seem that being a public school teacher is just a mere thing. She excels at it, and she's also the best teacher in Nigeria 2022. Wow. So please make welcome my guest today, our guest speaker, Miss Adeola Adefemi. Miss Adeola Adefemi, welcome, ma. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. While you were reading it, I was wondering, is that me? Is that me? Thank you very much. Yes, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma. You're welcome, ma. And we are so glad to have you. We want you to know that we celebrate
Thank
success.
you very much.
We want to celebrate you because you are exceptional and you are outstanding in whatever you do. We see you make seem so seamless, like it's just, and we see how you incorporate technology into education. We are going to be diving right into that later, but before we do all of that, I might know you, but our viewers do not know you. So, Miss Adiola Adefemi, can we meet?
Okay, I'll make it as simple. I don't know if you can hear me, and you need to pardon my noise. I'm still in school, so I'll just make it as simple as possible. My name is Adeola Adefemi. I am an English language teacher in Okiodo Senior High School, Ali Mosho. Yeah, I'm the convener of Every Child Counts and Girls Aloud Hope and Secure Your Future. I am also a trainer. I train students for local and international competitions. I love competitions probably because I am more of a creative person than, I would say I'm a critical thinker, but I'll say I'm more of a creative person than academic person. So I'm also involved when it comes to competitions. Talking about the awards, I think you said many. I'm always very comfortable. I don't want to say it's an imposter syndrome, but yes, I've won numerous awards. I mean, local and international. Basically, the one that is trending now will be the best teacher in Nigeria. I also proud that I won the best. I was one of the best teachers in Lagos State, and I've part of the top 50 teachers in the world. That's Global Teacher Awards. Global Teacher Prize, I'm sorry. And then, you talked about the JCI, Outstanding Young Person in Nigeria. So Fulbright, I'm a Fulbright fellow, and numerous words that I'm not very comfortable talking about, but yes, I would say, okay, when it comes to education, I think I've made my mark.
Oh, you're welcome, ma. You really did.
Thank you very
You
much.
really,
Yes,
you really did. So you
thank you
said
very much.
you teach in Lagos State, and ma, I would love to ask you, ma, what is your major? Because we understand that every teacher would have a particular major he or she teaches. So, what is your major, ma?
Oh, I said it earlier, but I teach English language in Lagos State. I teach English language, yes.
Right, ma.
And
All right, ma.
sometimes I
So,
minor right, sometimes I take literature too, but basically English language.
all right, ma. So, I'm going to be asking you this question, ma. How was your journey like being the best teacher? Because I've been curious, like, how did you get there? Like, because all of us want to excel at what we do. So probably you are going to be our blueprint at it. You can just give us a short while. Like, what did you do that made you outstanding? Because we have millions of teachers in Nigeria. And I think even in Ogun State, we have over 20 something thousand in Nigeria. So competing both within the region, the southwest, the northeast, and everything. Now going global, nationally. Let's even talk about nationally. So what is that thing you actually did that made you so exceptional, ma?
Okay, I think I'll make this interview just sincerest. Truthfully, when I started this job, because I started this job in 2013, officially July 1st, 2013, I had nothing at the back of my mind. I just wanted to be a teacher. I just wanted to make changes. I wanted to be the light in the corner. So I think that's the first thing we need to understand when it comes to education. You don't go into the teaching profession thinking that okay, I want to get those awards.
Okay, ma, I think our network is there's a glitch in the network. So while she'll be trying
I
to
feel
sort.
iffy. Now, if you go into this, can you hear me now? I think I
Yes, ma.
lost you lost me there.
Yes, ma.
Okay, so basically, I saw a gap. I had my national youth service corps in Kasina, and I saw a gap, and this gap was limited to Kasina alone. So something I noticed when I came back to Lagos because I taught for a while. I saw a gap, and what was at the back of my head was, let me fill this gap. So it wasn't about, oh, I want to win. Winning comes hand in hand when you're efficient, when you're responsible, and when you do what you have to do. You know, you need to be out of the ordinary. You can't do the same thing everybody's doing and think you're going to get different results. So that was the mindset. I didn't come in thinking I was going to win. So if I'm going to talk about things that stood me out, I would say the first was, I think, caring. Caring now in all its aspects, not just caring because you want to be seen, caring because you genuinely care about the students. I think that's the first one. Whoever is going to interview you, whoever is going to speak with you, whoever is going to talk with you can see if you're lying, you're pretending, or this is just the means to an end. So I think genuinely, as a teacher, the number one thing you have to think about is you need to have genuine passion for the students. You need to genuinely care for the students, not because you want to use them to get something, but because you care about them, and every other thing will work out for you. So I'll say the first thing that stood me out, because when they come for the interviews or when you go for the interviews, they listen to you and they listen to the depth of what you say. Now, if it's something that you're used to, if it's something that it's the truth, you don't have to pad it. They can see the passion in you. So number one thing I feel student health is being passionate about the job, passionate about the students, passionate about the children. I call them children, right? Then number two is the fact that you're doing something different. And when I say something different, is everybody's a teacher. Your job is to get into the class to teach, right? You need to be different from the pack. So if everybody's ordinary in this aspect, you need to be the extra on the ordinary. So you can't be doing the same thing compared to other people because you stand out. Now you get to a place, and the first thing you're looking at, but seeing the problems, there's a problem. Because if you're genuinely a good teacher, I don't know why I'm using the word genuinely now. I think that's very important. If you are a good teacher, if you're a great teacher, number one thing that you're thinking of is preferring solution. You're not one to complain. So you get to a place, if you can see a problem, which is what makes a leader. Even if you go for international competitions, the first thing I want to check is, are you a leader? Now, leading doesn't have to be you standing in front and letting people follow you back. No, leading could be stand in front. So, are you the one to prefer solution? Are you want to look at the problem and think, okay, I don't want to have this problem continue. I want to make a change. It is this change that this solution that you prefer that will lead to your development of different projects. You're not doing this project because you know that when you go for competitions you want to win. You're doing it because you want to change life, sorry. Now, if you are doing it just in your school, it's just your school. When you have two, three, four, five schools in your community, you really want to make a change. So I think because I believe one of the competitions, I'm talking about international and local now. I remember the interviewer looked at me and said, "You did all this," and it's true. I'm not going to complain. I believe so much in sacrifice. I can talk about money I spend when it comes to. It's not something I can talk about. I'm not ready for you to give me anything. Everything will work out for me. I'm fine. I just want to make a change because I've been there. Maybe it's easy for me to put myself there because I'm an empath. And there's no way you can be a great teacher if you're not empathetic. So I'm looking at the students, I'm looking at their lives, and I'm thinking, number three now, because I think I talked about being passionate, I talked about being a good leader. It's from this leadership that will lead to your thinking of the project. Oh, I want to solve this. And then you need to work with people, collaboration. I've said this a lot of times and saying it again. Collaboration doesn't necessarily have to do with, oh, you're collaborating with people on your level. You can collaborate with people that are older, people that are younger, people that your mate, even the students. I collaborate with my students because I come to discover that, and this is what they're living in this, like this is their problem, this is their issue. So it's easy for them to know, okay, I think I can help to here. And when students see students like them, they're basically cutlery, like you're building, so you're making more leaders, and that's what makes a good leader. It's not about making followers, it's about making more leaders. So I think putting all this together, looking at all the competitions, I feel this made me stand out. Because now they're looking at me, and I remember one of them saying, no, I think that's the importance of initiatives. Like you're thinking about, okay, what is the problem here? What can I do? So literally, you're actually doing this thing. You're not waiting for someone to tell you. You're doing the things, and by the time they come to check you, you're ready. Not because you're ready for the competition. Being ready for the competition is just 1 out of 10. You've been ready all your life, and they're just going to say thank you with what you're doing. So to stand out, to make yourself stand out when it comes to being a good teacher, it's not because even if you pretend, the interviews don't catch you. The students know the truth. You can't use them. You can't pretend that, oh, I think, yeah, come together, let's just do this. Where is the continuity? I've been on this job since 2013, and people didn't know me until 2019. By 2019, I've won over 100 competitions. I mean, without more of the local. But by 2022, I've been involved in the international. I would be the first to get to school, and I'll be the last to go. What things they'll check is your what do we call it now, attendance register. The students have no time to talk with me, speak with me, and they genuinely tell me the truth, and I can work with that. And now, a lot of teachers, like I think many of us stay in the classroom, we leave everything to the classroom. But to me, beyond the classroom, I remember the first time I asked me, what makes a good teacher? I said friendship, building genuine friendships.
Oh,
Of my friends, of like, oh, you're my friend. I want to know where you live. I want to know you. I want to know your problems. So if you genuinely care about those students, it don't end in the classroom. It's knowing the students, getting to meet them. I mean, sometimes like I have a car, but I trek. I work with them. And because I want to get to the community. So by the time they see me next time, they know that if I go to Laura, they know this is a regular face. They're ready to help. I think the community as a whole now. They're genuinely involved. Hey, genuinely again. I don't know why I'm using this genuinely. Maybe it's very important to me. But they are involved because they know that, oh, this is someone who's been saying, I trust my students. They say they are going to the trenches. I also want to be in the trenches. So it's this passion put together with your leadership skills, put together with your networking abilities. And for, like I tell my friends, wherever you go to make friends. Now, there's someone somewhere that knows better than you do. Nobody's an island. Be open to learning. My kind of learning, I'm a sponge. I'm not going to, like I said, I have imposter syndrome. And I'm also a sponge. So because I have an imposter syndrome, I'm not going to come to make sure to tell you I know this, I know that. I sit down with your class and I listen. So as you're talking to me, I'm taking everything in, right? Same applies to other people that to learn. I think we lost again, the network again. She be ready to learn, and she should be ready to collaborate with any and everybody. My
wow.
students are
Thank
my best collaborators. They're my best partners. I don't know if I've said enough a lot of times.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I've written a whole
So
lot
I say
because
that let me just recap. Passion, passion. Okay, I just want to recap. It's basically for me passion, collaboration, leadership, and basically networking.
okay. So
And
this
okay,
is
I'm sorry, I need to add this because yeah, I'm always asked this. That how do I get to get the best? What I do is I don't listen to people's opinions when it comes to students. I want to get to know the child. So the funny thing is that majority of the students that we call low performing or that we call because I have a learning disability, it's easy for me to recognize one when I see one. I'm not a professional when it comes to special needs, but it's easy for me to recognize someone I see one. I think the best way to be an effective teacher is to know that we don't have the same shoes, like we don't have the same shoe for learn. They just need different strategies to learn. So you must be open to helping their child learn in a way that is suited to them. So by the time you do this, you're getting the best from every child. And when you get the best from every child, or when you get the best from your student, you've gotten the best for yourself. So you don't have to say too much. Your work will speak for you.
wow. Thank you so much, Ma, because
You're
I've
welcome.
learned a lot already. In fact, without going again, we've I hope my viewers are going to agree with me that we've all learned together. So I think the major points you said in standing out is being passionate about what you do, being passionate about your students, leadership, collaboration, networking, and I think there's this part you were constantly mentioning the word genuine. So probably it is genuine work, genuine love for what you do.
So
So
that is the most
now,
important. Yeah, it's very important.
yes, ma. So we have to we have to quickly go because we've in fact we've gone more already. So ma, today now for today now, what do you have for us, ma?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
today, for our session, ma, can you just
What I
read
have for you,
if
right?
ma, yes, ma.
Okay, I it's becoming an exceptional teacher, but I'll use more of the language. So I would expand express for everyone, but then I'm an English teacher, so probably my case for this would be
Wow. Okay.
that was my network
Thank
again. Okay, did you get what I said?
no ma, no ma.
Oh, let me come back. I said today we'll be using everything for everything teacher,
Wow, we've lost
so
that again.
everybody will have an idea, basically.
Ma, I think you're going to have to retake that for us. And before you do that, Ma, please let me just talk to our viewers. Our viewers, please can you drop your comments in the comment section, and whatever you want to ask Miss Adiola, can you do that while we just take our full session properly without further ado. So, Ma, you said something that for the sake of this session, you're going to be using a particular word. We didn't get that, Ma. The network.
Yes, I said I'll be teaching. I'll be talking about becoming an exceptional teacher, but using English as a case study. Not because I won't talk about everything for every teacher, but I'm an English teacher, so it's easy for me to use that as a case study.
All right.
So you have the next slide. The video you can play here. I would have played this video, but basically it's just talking about how to find and discover talent in children. Now, let me start from the first slide. Like I said, how to presenting. I said one thing. We have different children in our class. I call them children now, so you can understand them. You see them as people first, other than students in uniform or just people in uniform. They are kids. This is someone's child. This is your child first. So for every child that comes into your class, if you want to become an effective teacher, for every child that comes into your class, there are three things you need to understand. Number one thing is every child has a talent, every child has a gift, and every child has a prospect. But the thing is finding it. Like I said at the beginning, I have a learning disability. Nobody noticed it for a long time until I think I became a bit mature and I had to read about it and go deep for myself. So it's easy for us to see the high flying students in our class and feel, oh, these are the ones that are out. But the truth is, in every child in your class, there are some that will be creative, there are some that will be academic, and there are some that will just basically want to use their hands. Your own job as a teacher is to discover it. But if you do not discover it, you're so close to destroying it. And if you can't find it, then I don't think you can call yourself a teacher. Just like people say that teaching is a calling, which is truth. So the calling is for you to find that thing in that child, the talent that child has, the gift that child has, and the prospect that child has. And that's the only way you can become effective. So basically, what I want to talk about is how to find it. So you can have next slide now. So there's this question. There's something I do in my class. See, it's easy for you to go out to describe yourself and say, "Oh, I'm the best teacher. I'm an effective teacher." But the children will never lie to you. So there's something I do every time I get in my feelings, or anytime I feel, "Oh, I've gotten to a point that I think I'm there and there." I go to my class. I ask my students three questions. I tell them to be very truthful, not insulting, but very truthful. If I had to describe me in three words, what would you do? So basically, what I do is when you have this, you have the truth from the kids. They don't lie. They will tell you. Sometimes they wrap it and tell you don't want to talk about it in class. So this can be your own moment of I'm not comfortable if they tell me. In a way, there's no way you can become effective if you don't get the truth about yourself. Your friends may lie. They may not be comfortable telling you the truth because they feel you may get offended. But you get what I mean, right? But this time around, if your students tell you, they know they want to get you better. So if I don't know if it's comfortable for you, if you're not comfortable with it, you can just tell them to do it over the phone or tell you somewhere else. But you can do it in class because consistent reminder of who you are from your student. There's a way you can build yourself. So there are three questions I usually ask. Number one, if my students have to describe it in one word, mine's always three words. They tell me this, and if it's something I feel I can work with, I explain to them if it's something I can, if I feel they read me wrong. And if it's something that can make my life better, I work on it. And number two, who is that teacher that has had the greatest impact in your life? Now, it's not a way of you comparing your yourselves. It's just for you to know what they see in that teacher that makes that teacher stand out. And finally, if I were to grade myself as a teacher, I think I'll have what percentage. If your students are giving you 20%, there's a problem. If they're giving you 50%, there's a problem. If they're giving you 90, there's room for improvement. You may not get that 100, but there's always room for improvement. So that way you are tracking your progress as a teacher and you're moving towards becoming an effective teacher. Sorry, next slide. So the question now is, who is an exceptional teacher? The different definitions. Some will tell you someone that stands out, one that incorporates technology. For me, I think it's the combination of everything. It is not just being a teacher that can discover talents. It's not just being a teacher that incorporates technology. It's the combination of everything. You must have everything. Like I tell my students, you must know something of everything and know everything of something. That's what makes you stand out. So basically, as an exceptional teacher, you have to combine everything. You are a work in progress. You do not get to your end. Every day is a learning curve. You are learning something, whatever experience, whatever it is you encounter as a teacher, it's a place for you to learn. I still told someone today because I went for a conference, and she the conference, I said she was afraid to apply for something. I said one thing to her. I said, see, the truth is, when you try, there's a percentage that you can get from trying, but when you don't try, it's just a zero for you. So for every time, for whatever you do, trust me, whatever, there's something you're learning, and it's like you're piling up everything you have. You're piling up your knowledge, you're piling up your experiences, you're piling up everything that will make you an exceptional teacher. So can we have the next slide? I got this from everyone. An effective teacher manages a classroom, an ineffective teacher disciplines a classroom, which is the truth. The people will come to you, if that define teacher, the first thing will tell you is, if you don't know how to discipline your class, I don't use a cane. I don't know how to use a cane, because when you use a cane, you are punishing yourself. There are so many ways to get the students to be settled in class. There are so many ways to get the students to be the best of the best. Trust me when I tell people that of all the competitions I've won, let's say just 20% came from students that people call very brilliant students. Now, I said very in quotes because that's the definition. I'm not interested in who a child is. It's what that child can become. I want to know what the child is, what that child can become in the future. So there are so many ways to manage this classroom, and it starts from one thing. That is your passion for the student. The students. Do you genuinely like them? Do you genuinely care for them? Do they mean something? Sorry. Do you genuinely feel that you care about them? They want to make life easy for you, and that's where the effectiveness comes in. But when you don't know how to, you're not even like, there's nothing. There's no personal relationship. Sorry. There's no way you can actually have a settled class. So if you want to define yourself, the fastest way to define is from the classroom. How do you manage your classroom? So please, let's go to the next slide. If I have the categories that you notice here, like what are the words that struck you? There are so many words. We have technology, we have engagement, we have relevance, we have collaboration, we have critical thinking, we have rigor. These are some of the words that come to you when it comes to being an effective teacher. Like I said, it's not one thing. You can't be the best in one thing. You don't necessarily have to be the best in everything, but having knowledge of everything. And that will stand you out. Towards the end, I'll talk about some next slide here. Okay, now let's talk about the major ones. This is what I love talking about the most. This is recognizing effective teaching. Now, there are three things here, and it has three symbols. The first one is the heart. I don't have to think about heart. This is where the relationship comes in. You know, sometimes what we're thinking in our heads, we don't want to go and download the knowledge, or I just want to get to my class. I just want to download. I want my student to be the best. When inspectors call you the best, but the most important one thing, which is the heart, that can make your student become the best, has been removed. Now, when I say heart, this is where your passion comes in. This passion doesn't necessarily stay in the class. This passion extends out of the class. It moves out of the class. The love for teaching, they know when you genuinely love this job. They know when you want to move forward. They know if this is just a means to an end for you. And it's the passion that transcends to the students. I have my students tell me every time, oh, Auntie, if you can do it, I can do it. You tell me you have a problem, and if you can do it, what's stopping me? Because I talk with them. I don't talk to my students. I talk with my students. There's a relationship. If I'm talking to you, there are things I know I want you to know. But if I'm talking with you, there are things you know I want to know. There are things I know that I want you to know. So there is a relationship. I'm not looking at them like tabula rasa, like they have nothing in their head. I want to have a relationship with them. So I want to listen to them. I want to know what makes them tick. And I want to know what makes them tick at the same time. So another one is the love for teaching. Well, we got this job because we didn't get a better job. Now, there are two ways to love this job. Either you love this job as a child or you found yourself in this job. I actually found myself teaching. I started off as a teacher, I wasn't broadcasting, but I told myself I wanted to take a for the job didn't just come. The love for the job came from the love for the students. I found myself loving the students, and because I want to make their life better, I started loving the job. The third one is of time now is you need to be able to inspire your colleagues. Now the truth is, everybody will not like you. If you want people to like you, you're either a pretender or you're just there for the glory. Like I tell people, everybody cannot like you. You're not ice cream. There are people that would actually find it difficult to like you because you are exposing their inadequacies. But trust me, you're not there to be liked. You're there to effect change, and that change that will make them change their feelings towards you. If they come with you, they will join you. So you may do some things that will make them feel, oh, I don't think I'm comfortable with this person. But when they see the result, they join you. And finally, you need to have a growth mindset. You don't have to get into this job thinking we cannot change. That is what they will use to welcome you. Oh, we cannot change. This is how we met it. But actually, change begins with one person. That little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. And the next one is the hands. And the hands is the physicality of the job, the physical part you do in the job. So you're meeting deadlines. Like I said, you can't be an effective teacher if you're not punctual. I have people telling me, I have kids. See, if you want to find a way, you'll find a way. There is no way you can stand out if you're not punctual. And trust me, majority of many of the competitions, the first thing they look out for is your attendance register. How fast do you get to class? Do you leave class on time? Do you stay back? Do you leave class before time? These are things you ask your students when they come around. And because of time, let me move to the head start strategy. Now, this is your pedagogy. This is your knowledge of the job. Nobody's an island. You need to keep learning, and that's where your professionalism needs come out. Now, there are so many courses online that are free. There are some that you have to write an exam for, and they're so free that you're basically just paying for the results. I mean, the certificate. Now, the truth is, as a teacher, you should be ready to spend and be spent. If I tell you how many certificates I have today, it's not I just wake up and say today, it's been a while I trained myself. It's been a while I upped my game. So I really want to go to learn more. And then I go online, I pick. That's why we have technology. It has made things very easy for us. The free courses, the free networks, we have Microsoft Educators, we have the one of Sonia. There's so many, there are numerous platforms that you can learn from. So you can't just be the same today and think you're going to be better tomorrow. You need to keep learning. Your subject area, like you need to be experts when it comes to your subject area. You may feel, oh, I don't like this side of my subject area. I like this side. You can't run away. You need to learn everything. What happens if a child asks you a question today, tomorrow? You lose the control of class and you don't know what you're doing. English is not my mother tongue. It's something I learn every day, and it keeps changing. It's dynamic, and you need to move with time. And finally, you need to be very innovative and be a problem solver. If there is an issue, or you feel in your school the students are not learning very well, they don't speak very well, do you leave that as, oh, they don't speak very well, or you look for a way to help them learn and speak very well? So let's go to the next slide because of time. Next slide is. This is now the major reason we're here. I think whatever we do as teachers, this is what the judgment will be based on. There are three things when it comes to 21st century skills, there are three things that are very important. Number one, the learning skills. Number two, sorry, the learning skills, the literary skills, and of course, the life skills. Now, it's in two ways, as a teacher and as a teacher teaching a student. So you need it as a teacher and you need to have them in your students. So how do you bring it into your students, and as a teacher, how do you include them? Now for the learning skills, there's four, we call them the four C's. We have the critical thinking, which is the most important. We have creativity, we have communication, and we have collaboration. I will just explain in simple terms. When it comes to critical thinking, the major thing we're talking about here is solving problems. I think as teachers, most times what we do for our students is we solve the problem really good. Actually, not meant to be teachers. It's meant to be you facilitating that want you to listen to half of what you're saying. They want to question you because they have an idea of what you want to come to teach. So you have to give them a problem. For example, we're teaching English. Yes, you want to teach, what do you have? You want to teach, let's say, essay. Your one is not to like tell them this is how to do it. Let them try first. Because when they try, they're looking at how to solve the problem. So it's ingrained in them. Your own job in class is to tell them, okay, now you did it this way, you should spell it this way. Oh, look at your environment. What don't you like? What's that thing you do not like? What do you want to solve in this environment? Oh, auntie, ma, sir, we don't like the fact that cars honk when they come around our area. So what do you think you can do? Maybe the local government chairman. Do you understand what I mean? Like this, you are making them think. You can give them open-end questions, and then the creativity is, I call it, give more problems. That's why creativity is different from critical thinking. Critical thinking is solving problems, but creativity is giving more problems because they are thinking out of the box. Most of our students are creative. Nigerians naturally are creative. It hurts me when I hear students, teachers saying, "Oh, my students they're not very good." The definition of they're not very good is basically one thing: you are teaching them the same way. There are some students that find it very easy when you give them projects. If I think easily that way, because their strengths become out more. You're not focusing on the weaknesses; you're focusing on their strengths, and that's what competitions basically. Let me go to communication. I went for a program today, and the person I said, as good as the child is, the communication is zero. And how do you build communication? Communication is built still from this project work, from this. Because the learning, the communication is beyond the listening, the speaking, the writing, and the reading. The communication is how they function when it goes to social functions. How many of our students can stand out? If you want to call yourself an effective teacher, it has to show me your students. I feel very proud when people tell me, "Oh, your students speak like you. In fact, better than you do." Because I'm very particular about their communication skills. They listen to, and this is where your incorporation of technology comes in. You can, the native speakers in the US and their teachers that are ready to work with you. If you have this program with them, they're ready to teach your class, exchange classrooms with you. And then collaboration. Collaboration is life. For me, collaboration is making your job so easy because they learn better from their friends. And now to move, because we have the laptops, we have the phones, we have the tablets, but we are too afraid to use it. Somebody asked me today, and she said, "Do you have what's it called? Do you have a projectors in your school? Do you have this in your school?" I knew where this was going because she was basically asking me, how do you incorporate technology in your school? You don't see there are so many levels when it comes to technology. It could be as minute as a phone, as small as a phone. It could be just one laptop in the whole class, but you can't remove it. There's so many things you're teaching your students when it comes to technology, because you need to understand how to use this social media platforms, the applications, knowing how to differentiate between the good and the bad. You don't just tell the students, go learn, go online. Most of them, when they go online, there are two things they do. If you give them a debate, they go online. I'm using English right now. They copy verbatim. You need to teach them how to use these search engines. You need to teach them how to differentiate between the good and the bad. You need to teach them how to be safe on space when it comes to when it comes to search engines, how to be safe when it comes to the spaces. Last one. Now I'm rushing a bit, don't mind me. And what is life? I call it the life skills. This is most important. We're not teaching our students because of today. We are teaching them to be relevant tomorrow. And that is why you need to understand flexibility as a teacher. People will say this is how we do it. I went to a class today and I was teaching students, and the first thing I noticed that I was using English. I'm an English teacher. I was teaching them, but they were looking at me. And the next thing was I turned into Yoruba and I was using Yoruba and then, transliterating. And they got it. The students that told me they did not understand, within 20 minutes, they were giving me the answers. There are so many, you can't just be stuck. You can't have those fixed mindsets. You should be flexible enough, and also teach your students to be flexible enough. And I've talked about the leadership, so I won't talk much about that. You're not there to complain, you're there to prefer solutions. It is from preferring solutions that you get a project, it is from project that you're winning competitions. Now, initiative is almost similar to leadership. There is a problem. You don't wait to be told. If you're waiting to be told, then you are not a leader. You get to a school, you've been posted to a school, there is a problem. There's so many ways to solve it. Ask questions, ask people around, look around, research, make your research and solve the problem. But don't wait to be told. When you wait to be told, then it's no longer you taking initiative, you're only following an instruction. And the final one, which is important for teachers, because truth when you go for these competitions, it could be virtual, it could be physical. You need to talk. But there are so many teachers that I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes, mom. Yes, mom.
I'm so sorry. Social skills
Yes,
are
mom.
very important. Yes, I'm sorry. A lot of teachers, they have the knowledge, the pedagogy is there, but how do they express themselves? The problem is expressing themselves. So you need to learn your social skills. Social skills is not just talking, it's not just about communication, it's about how to behave in public, how to talk. It could be as small as just following TED Talks. When you're confident, there's no way anybody stands in front of you. I can't defend yourself. There's no way. And then you're talking in class and you're not even, the students are not even confident. They're thinking, oh, she's going to say something that will make us laugh. It's easy for you to say, I'm not an English teacher. It's easy for you to say, oh, Yoruba is right. Yoruba is my mother tongue. I can't kill myself. But we learn every day. We can make ourselves better. If English is for platforms that can help you. Duolingo is there. There's numerous platforms. If your problem is standing in front of a crowd, there's numerous platforms. Speak in the school. If you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, start holding the mic. If you're in school, go to the assembly, speak. The more you do, the better you become. There is no way you can convince anyone if you can't convince yourself. I don't know if this is clear enough, but let's go to the next slide. No, the next slide. This is just explaining the first one. The next slide. Okay, no, the one before this. I'm sorry, the one before this. The one before this. So yeah, now I use this because I'm an English teacher, and I break it down to learning skills, literacy skills, and life skills. So how can you make this work? Open-ended questions, questions that will make you keep going on and on. Why? This why, not that, okay, did he do it? Yes or no. It's not about yes or no questions. If you give me yes or no questions, it's going to be like cram, like pour, like forget. That's what we call it. You cram it, you pour it out, and you forget. But when you give open-ended question, why did you do it? So why did you now do this? So you keep thinking to the point that they'll tell you, okay, I think I get the point now. We have tongue twisters. I use this a lot in English class. It's just a way of breaking the ice. You don't just want to go to class and students, we can't all be funny. We can't all be funny. but we can at least make try to be close to something that they're interested in, looking forward to your class. It's not when they have your class, they're already saying, no, we don't need you in this class. Oh, another one when it comes to role playing, our students are a reflection of who we are as a society. Our students are very talented. So whatever it is that make them involved, they're interested. For example, you want to teach maybe a topic, maybe like drug abuse. You don't necessarily have to start with let us write it. You can start a podcast with the students. You can to conference, you have like a summit, and they all sit, they pick the ones that feel that can represent them, and you're talking, they cannot forget. And you're preparing them for the future because then you're building their communication skills. There are different types. I don't want to go into it because of time. United Nations for teachers. You can do this in your math class. It could be a summit. One person is talking about this side of fractions. One person just get them actively involved, and then the literacy skills. This is like I said before. You want to. It's not about knowing how to use technology. It's about knowing how to differentiate between the good because our platforms can either destroy them or make them. So you need to teach them how to differentiate between the good and bad, not just necessarily making them avoid places that can get them in trouble. It could even extend to telling them how to get the best out of these platforms. Maybe you want to write an essay, how to get the best, not just writing verbatim, so that you don't get caught for plagiarism. So different ones, and I think it's carried up. Then life skills. Life skills, I'll tell you one and others I just mentioned there. There's one that's very important to me. There's something about those kids. When they see the relationship is not between you and the kids alone. They need to build relationships in their classrooms. Now, every child, like my class now, I notice that some students are very good when it comes to writing the internet. There are some students that are very good when it comes to speaking. Some are good at grammar. When I'm grouping them, I don't just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, go to this group. I look at their strengths. So I group them according to their strengths and make them responsible for one another. If you do this, you solve like 70% of your issue, because at the end of the day, you get to the class, their handwritings are fine. Because in that group, there's somebody working on their handwriting. In that group, there's somebody working on their fraction, if it's math. In that group, there's somebody teaching every other person in that group how to speak well. And you tell them, I give you a 10. I'm going to judge you. I'm going to judge you at the end of the term on the strength of everybody in your group. That's like cultural learning, peer learning. They're not doing so much. So now they're making friends. They're like upping their social skills. At the same time, they're learning. And they will not forget because they know, oh, this is my friend. I don't want to embarrass her. So this one will teach me how to write while I'm teaching her how to speak. And before you know it, I got to my class this morning. I was complaining at the beginning of the term 4 weeks ago, and I said, I don't like your handwriting, and it's very important in English for you to have legible handwriting. And before I knew it, they started working with one another because I had to book them. And today, you need to see what they submitted to. You should see what they submitted this morning. So I don't want to talk about others. There are things you can go search when you go search. Just Google search activities for life skills. So can we have the next slide? The next two slides. Because we can't do this online. For English teachers, there are many applications for other teachers, but for English teachers, we have Duolingo, we have Kyoto. These are things you can get from your phone, on Android phones. You don't even have to use iOS. This will help you with speaking. Some help with writing. Google Classroom. I can literally see my students when they're writing, and I'm seeing what they're writing from home, and I'm telling them on the phone that this thing you just wrote is wrong. Go correct yourself. I'm using what's it called, the Kahoot or something that they love because everybody's interested. I use it for my test, so I don't stress myself marking. You do it to get your score immediately. You do it to get your score immediately, and you make life easy for yourself. So the technology has made you don't have to do too much. You're just a facilitator. You don't have to screen. You don't have to sweat it out. All you have to do is go online. If you're a math teacher, Google educational applications for math teachers or for mathematics, for science. Like I have a friend, Mr. Adeola. The day I was privileged to be in one of his classes, I was shocked when I saw all things he brought out for science, for mathematics. I'm like, so we have all those things. Maybe that's why I don't know math date, because my teacher will just come right on the board and expect you to know. But when kids are actively involved, it helps them a whole lot. So can we go to the next slide? So now we are coming to the end of the whole thing. Now I've talked about this. The first part is what you do as a teacher. Now the second part is what you can do with your students. I'll say this and I'll say it. There is no effective teacher that does not have a good student or a great student. If you go for any competition, if you go for any interview, the first question they will ask you, you say you're a good teacher. How is it showing? It doesn't necessarily have to show in the academics. They're looking at the three affected the psychomotor, and they're also looking at the what's the last one now? The cognitive. So if you say you're a good teacher, you're an effective teacher, how do you want to explain? I don't have to talk too much. Look at the results. Look at the results of my students. I was in a low performing school. I can't call them a low performing school now because when I got there, I knew these are the things I'm meant to do. And by the time I stand up, I'm telling you, my students have won over 100, over 200, over 500 international local competitions. You don't need to ask me too many questions. You don't know you're doing something different. There is no way. Even if you tell them, oh, I do this, I train, what is your result? Because for every time you talk, there must be a result, there must be a change. And if there's no change, there's no transformation, then learning can take place. They know what you have. So can we have the next slide, please? Now there are three ways. I just want to make it.
Hello, Ma, are you still with us?
Confidence. I don't work with that. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Maybe you lost me, but are we still on the same page?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please.
Okay, now I want to make it very easy for you. The truth is, it could be very taxing, but you need to be child that is brilliant to showcase that brilliance. There are some students that are very calm about their brilliance, and because we teach the same way, what do I mean? You're putting a frog, or let me make it easy. You're putting a fish. You're putting a dog, and you're also putting a bread on the ground and telling them to run. Of course, the dog will win because that is its natural habitat. So if you're just a child based on what they deliver in class, you are just depriving that child of this. And there is no way streets and seeing a child and they're doing certain things and or they're talking to you, maybe you call them and they're basically talking, you're not questioning them, they're just talking and you're listening to them and like, okay, fine. There's a little bit this girl, like she has a little of this, I think I can work with this. Now the assessment is you giving the exams. You want, let me use English as an example, or you want to have a student that can write well, you want those can spell well, you can generally just have an examination, not for the best student in your class, just basically all of them, and you discover even those you feel are the best are not the best because there's some hiding because they're too afraid. Is that, and the question is just basically asking question. I think I have just 2 minutes more, so I have to rush through the next one. Next slide. So these are the four ways. These are the 4 ways. I have used this, and I have teachers that have used this. Number one is role modeling. You want them to be better, then be the better version of yourself. Good speller. You want to be good spellers, be good speller yourself. I compete against my students, and I tell them, if you beat me, you've beaten everybody. So you can be a role model, and it's not easy because you need to be very good at what you do. So if you want to teach them essay writing, be a very good essay writer. Let them go against you. You can also inspire them, like your story, your life story, whatever you've done can inspire them, and you can do this like because if you don't do work for yourself, they say, why are you telling us this to change when you are not enabling? Enabling is the most important. Let them be themselves. Let them learn in own pace. Don't rush them. That student with learning disabilities in your class. The student with dyslexia, the student with dysgraphia, the student with ADD, the student with ADHD in your class. We just don't have special education teachers. So give them different resources. Don't rush them. Don't compare them. You are destroying them, and then achieve them. Achieving could be about yourself. Achieving could be about students. But you know you need to applaud their achievement, no matter how small it is. And the last slide. Let me just do the last slide. I've talked about this, so we can go to the next slide. Okay, maybe the slide before this. Let me just end with the slide before this, because these are just competitions. Now, the five things you can do when it comes to deploying the potentials of a student. Number one is the training. You can group them according to their strengths to train them. I've talked about the quarterly learning. Quarterly learning is putting different kids with different from one another. While mental coaching, this is between you and the student. Sometimes you train students to train other students. And you can do this after school every time. So by the time they call you for a competition, you are not looking for a child to quickly train within 1 hour or 2 hours. You train the child for probably a whole year. So they're mentally ready. By the time they go, it will be difficult for anyone to beat them because they've been doing it for years and they compete against one another. Then opportunity sources. Don't wait for competitions. Go on sources. Find it. Go on the internet. Go Google. What are the mathematics to have for international students? And then the deployment is after training the students. I mean, you've trained like 30. You will keep like they're still in club, they're still in the group, but then you are making them face one another. So you know when the competition comes up, these are the ones you are going to take for the competitions. So you deploy them. You can make to go for one this time and then make another one go for another. Using one set of students, you are using different sets. So those are some of the things you talk about when you're talking about your effectiveness. So it's reflecting every child, not just one child. I think I've spent too much time. I'm sorry. I tend to go talk too much. Don't mind me. But you had a thing or two.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Yes, ma. And because our time is fast spent, we have a couple of questions for you. We want to say thank you for
Okay, okay.
all of this. We would really want you to answer some of these questions because we know you're quite busy. So some of okay, are you still with me, Miss Adeola? All right. Okay. Okay, she's back.
I think
Yeah, welcome.
yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Yo,
yes.
thank you very
Well,
much. It's
all
my
right.
network.
So
Just
I'll
have to
just
take up my video to give me.
I understand, ma. So I'll just quickly ask this question. So as regards the new upcoming teachers, ma, what advice would you give them? This is just very briefly, ma. What advice are you
Yeah,
going
I'll be
to give
very
them?
brief. I'll say three things. I'll say three things. Let me be brief. Number one, be patient. Number two, set a goal. And then take it one day, one step at a time. It's not Rome was built in a day. The awards don't come. Don't be there because of the award. Be there because you want to make a change. It's while making a change that awards will come to you. But if you go there because of the awards, when they don't come, you lose yourself and you get tired of the job. And number three, be ready to collaborate and network with people.
All right, ma. So there's also another question. This is a popular saying. So there is a common saying that teachers' rewards are in heaven. So this week I've been very right from when I was very young. To say teachers' rewards are in heaven. So would you like to shed more light on it? How teachers can get their rewards while delivering their duties?
I lost you, the network.
Okay. So there's a common saying. Did you get that, ma?
Yes, I got that.
There's a common saying that teachers' rewards are in heaven. Ma, would you like to shed more light on it? And also, would you like to just give us briefly, if if your answer is no, would you like to tell us briefly how teachers can get their rewards while delivering their duties, ma?
My answer is yes and no. Teachers' rewards are in heaven. There are rewards. I said rewards because they have many rewards in heaven, but we also have our rewards here on earth. I've never been outside Nigeria, if not for teaching. I won't have gone out of Nigeria. There are so many opportunities for teachers. There are too many opportunities for teachers. Like all you have to, there's so many platforms you can get those opportunities from. You have opportunities for Africa. We have opportunities at desk. We have opportunities corner. So there are so many platforms you can get those teachers opportunities outside Nigeria and within Nigeria. Now within Nigeria, it's always announced. You get it over the news. All you have to do is browse and hear about it. Now, what do you do while you're waiting for it? You don't wait to hear their words. You prepare yourself for their words, not because you want to win. What I mean by prepare yourself for their words, start working now. Now is one day. Tomorrow is today. The next is the whole year. So start preparing now, because it's not when they call you, you're not start thinking, oh, what should I drop? What should I say? No, it's going to be very obvious when somebody has been doing something for a long time. But if you come in and say, oh, I started when, it's going to reflect on what you're doing. So right now that you may not have, maybe what's it called now? You may not have the projects to drop. You don't have your. I want to use a word and I don't know what the word is right. The way you don't have everything put together right now. Just keep building yourself. Keep building your career album. I call it, like, just keep building everything you need. Just keep building, showing yourself. Go for courses, go for programs, and then you be ready to learn and work with people. But truthfully, the rewards are here. I never had a car, but I had to run USCVs. Like, I came from teaching. I've never gone out of Nigeria. I've gone out of Nigeria, but prior to this, I never went out of Nigeria. But I've been to the two different countries thanks to teaching. So there are opportunities. Find just find them.
Wow. All right. So I still have, we have about two questions more. So this
Okay.
is from one of our viewers. It's she said, as a teacher, how can I get feedback about my teaching as a whole from my students who are in primary section?
I think kids in primary school, I'm so rushing through this, are the most sincere. They say the damnest things. They'll tell you to your face, and I feel you are too strict. They will tell you everything about you. So I think secondary school feel, oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings. So you need to consistently tell them, please tell me the truth. But with primary school, you don't have to beat around the bush. Just tell them. You don't need to tell them to write it. Call the ones that you feel will, those at the back, one at the back, one at the middle. And so if there's something you feel auntie can change, what will it be? They will tell you the truth. And trust me, they see through you. So before you know it, you are working on that and you're helping yourself. So I feel primary school students are even the most genuine.
All right. So I have this question. It's kind of, it's not even touching, it's really, really touching. And I think this is coming from a genuine teacher who wants to praise our work. So he said, as regards the student teacher's relationship, what advice would you give to a girl child who has probably encountered a scene almost resulting to rape with a male teacher who pretends to be an effective educator, but deep down there is a Mephistophelian.
That is very
Mm. So, what advice would you give to this teacher who wants to help who wants to help this particular learner, but this girl
teacher.
had experience with a teacher who pretended to be an effective educator, or rather he or she isn't. He isn't rather.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are two ways to it. I'm talking to the teacher now, to the child. Now, to the child has to understand that you need to open it. Picking up doesn't necessarily have to be within the school, right? Speaking up could be someone you trust enough to say this truth to, because this is not normal. This is not, it's not even close to normal. Now, I'm talking more to the teacher now, that you're the one that will do the work. Because now the child, if most of our students, they see the male teachers as okay. I think they're like a father, like from a father. I think I love them because they have crushes. It's what you do with the crushes that matters. So, as a teacher now, as the female teacher or as the male teacher that is genuine about caring or changing this or stopping this, you're the one that will start something in your soul. It could be as small as starting programs on the assembly about the importance of speaking up. You could start a club on the importance of speaking up and the dangers of not speaking up. So, the crazy thing, you have one child now, but there are more than one having the same problem. So when you keep pushing this in their faces, they know something is wrong. So you can do it in form of drama, you could do it in form of music, you could do it in form of poetry, but consistently remind these kids that these things are wrong. Because in their own, to them, it may not be wrong, it's just normal feelings. But when you know or make them know this thing is wrong, then they can help you even fish out more students facing such, because we have them in our classroom. And that was one thing that led to my donation of a hub. I let the students speak in the hub. Their faces are not show like it's a closed hub. They speak in their languages. I don't let them speak in English. If you want to speak Pidgin, you're fine. Yoruba, you're fine. Igbo, you're fine. Hausa, you're fine. Whatever it is you feel it's It's different, or you feel uneasy about, speak about it. And while speaking about it, talk about what you feel can be the solution to it. And the teacher, make sure you're not just doing that. Agencies involved. Involve the principal, the counselors, and the agencies involved. It's not normal and should not be allowed to be normal. Because it's not just that child, there are many children facing that.
Um, my heart definitely goes out to this particular child. And to add to what you said, ma, I really wish probably he or she gets, I think the school should have a school counselor. And in the absence of that,
Exactly.
I think the teacher would have to stand in gap. So, ma, before you leave, we would have to take a 2 minutes
Sorry, let
break.
me
And okay, okay,
add
please,
to the
please do.
point. I'm sorry, I just want to say word. Standing the gap is not like, yes, I'm sorry. But teachers have to be very careful because now you standing, you putting yourself in the line of danger. So you need to involve the agencies involved because it's not about you. I've got myself almost killed because of this before. Yes, you're passionate about it, but you need to involve those that know what to do. Because for every state there are agencies involved. You can remove that child from the
Mm,
until the matter is resolved because that child will definitely be a target. So you can't do it by yourself. You can only
mm,
tell them what is not right, but you can't take it up alone by yourself.
okay.
Thank you.
So, please let's just go on a 1 minute break, and we'll be right back.
But Edutam's platform, since we have been using the platform, it has been a very wonderful tool in this in terms of composition of results, in terms of generation of assignment for students to do, in terms of lesson notes, uploading of lesson notes, in terms of assessing student particulars with ease. The design of the report sheet, excellent, excellent. But it is, without any problem. It's fraud free. Let me put it that way. Fraud free. There's no issue of, oh, I paid today and the money is somewhere. No. Since we have been using it, we don't have such. It has been smooth sailing since we have been using it. So I want to recommend every times to as many schools as possible that want to be part of the platform. Thank you very much.
I'm Mrs. Adeola Adefemi, Deputy Director of Education, Planning, Research and Statistics, and a desk officer that is in charge of state sector education revitalization agenda, which buttress on the digitalization of education in Ogun State. So having looked into the digitalization process, which is the global chorus now. Digitalization of education is the global chorus, which everyone is looking at in having a reliable, relevant data for planning and decision making. So Ogun State has been at the forefront because now we can boast that all our states are keying into digitalization in such a way that we have their data on internet. So through OG Sarah, and that has made our work so simple in education that if you want, you need data. Currently, you can have it at a click on OG Sarah. So all actions have been concluded in respect of the public school because their data are already on internet, while the onboarding process of the private school is almost concluding. So we have used this OGSERA to carry out several activities and programs in education, such as the e-dossier, where the dossier of all learners in the states are being uploaded on internet through OGs. They can download and as well use it to take decision and monitor their learners. Then the electronic attendance of learners are always done, where the teacher mark the attendance of learners on internet. Then as well as we have used it to conduct the flashing entrance examination into public flagship schools in the states. So where applicants apply online and the exam is being conducted and being marked within 2 days, the result is out. Then the benchmark were able to decide that learner will be able to check their list and be able to get admitted into 42 flagship schools. Then it has well helped in the conduct of annual for Adeola Excellent Award for Teachers, in whom the Presidential Teachers and School Excellent Award. So these are conducted through Awardee. We have gone far by even using it to gather data in respect of all the education statistical data that we need in respect of the states, which are currently going. So by the time all action are concluded on Awardee, Ogun State will be able to boast of reliable, relevant, adequate data in respect of our schools. So the era of backlog of data or inavailability of data will no longer be there. The Ogun State will be at the forefront.
Okay, you're welcome, Ma. You're welcome, everybody. So we still have just some few questions for you, Ma. So but we'll quickly take it because we've spent more than the agreed time. So I'm going to be taking this question quickly. Ma, we don't know much about I don't know, maybe in Lagos State, we have the schools, the students are permitted to use electronics in the school during the school hours. But here in Ogun State, which I am sure of, especially the public school, the learners are not permitted to use to use electronic devices, like I mean mobile devices. Yes. So in such cases, ma, how can we incorporate technology into the pedagogy, into the teaching and learning, ma?
Okay, for the mobile phones, it's something you can work out with your principal. Now, if the students having the mobile phones, you need to inform the management before time, and then you can collect all the mobile phones, tag them before they get to the class, put them in your office. When it's time for the class, you take them into the class. When they're done, you take them back, and then when the students are leaving, you give it back to them. So in that way, it is controlled. It is not something that, oh, you're doing, they're playing with the phone in the class. It becomes a problem when they're playing with phones in the class. But when you tell them, I don't think any principal or management will find it difficult to, knowing fully well this thing is going to be beneficial to the students and the school at large. So I feel if you can carry your principal or your vice principal along and tell them, even show them, they could be part of it. Let me see what you're using it for. That way they understand what you're doing. And that way you're also controlling it so it's not used in a different way.
No, all right, ma. Thank you so much for that. Before I take another
You're
question,
welcome.
please, our viewers, kindly in the comment section there is a link to the survey. So please click that link and fill the survey so we can get to know how to serve you better, how to learn more together to ensure how to improve our subsequent sessions. So please do that for us and also click the subscription, click the like button and also click the notification bell. So while I quickly ask our last question for the day for me to Miss Adiola. So, Miss Adeola Ma, you talked about when you were talking the other time. You talked about you mentioned something that really struck me. You said you have a hub where the children can come to vent out what they really have in their mind in whatever language they choose to, and we would love to because most of us are, to be candid, that is my first time of hearing about that, something like that. And we know some of our of our teachers will want to incorporate some of these things in order to better their students' pedagogic experience. So we would love to ask you, Ma, can we get, is there any means we can reach you? Probably, we don't know, probably maybe social media handles, any means we can reach you, Ma.
Okay, I'm that public school teacher on every social media platform, and or you try Adeola Adefemi, or you try Adeola Adefemi.
All right,
But
viewers,
that
you've ever
public school teacher, yeah,
that public school teacher either on Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook,
Facebook.
yeah,
Yes. So they can reach out to you, and so they can learn also directly how to incorporate all of these things into their session, into their classes. Once again, thank
sure.
you so much. Thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
giving us insights, for sharing in the wealth of your knowledge. Thank you so much. It's an amazing time to have you here. And we hope to have you
Thank you
more.
very much.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And to
The
our
pleasure is all
viewers,
mine.
thank you so much. So, our viewers, thank you so much for joining in the session. And we hope you learned one or two things from all of the conversations, all of the lessons, all of the slides that Miss Adiola has shared to us. And we hope you can get to effectively use them. Once again, please, in the comment section, there is a link for a survey question. Please kindly click on it and also share your insights on how we can improve our subsequent sessions more after as we keep on going. So thank you so much for joining in today's session. Miss Adiola, thank you so much once again because we'll be having
You're
you
welcome.
more to learn. So thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks for having. You're welcome.
Yes, and if you really want to reach us at EduTimes, kindly go to our Facebook page, our Twitter account, drop your questions, drop your suggestions there, and we are going to be picking them up from all of that. So with all of this that we've said, we've come to the end of today's session, and we'll be coming your way once more, and we'll be sharing the information. We have some of your data, we'll share the information to them. And please, if you know we do not have your data, we sent the link to register. Kindly click the registration link and also share your data with us so that we can easily reach you. Thank you so much once again for joining in today's
You're
session.
welcome.
Please do click the notification bell to get more educational content and updates on every of our product usage, and also click the notification bell. Thank you so much for joining in. Until we come your way next time, I am Queensley Ademola. I also use this medium to appreciate my media team also. Thank you so much, media, for helping us, for the support, the technical support. Please do take care of yourself till we come your way
All
next
right,
time.
bye.
A good day.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mrs. Omolede Abdebola. I am the acting principal that's Tertiary University. Good morning. My name is Mrs. Omolede Abdebola. And the Professor of Education using EdTimes in the last 2 years, that's since 2020, that we have been using. I was a VP academics then when we started using EdTimes. That was during COVID-19. So from 2020 to this time, EdTimes is perfect. Kudos to them. They have been doing wonderfully well.
During end of term closing, it was fun. The work was so easy, not as tedious as before. When we closed July, the teachers were able to comment on the broadsheet directly, not to do the comment and every other thing. And at the point of printing, it was easy for everybody to print. So I want to tell you that our last term was the best since we started, especially from the bursary department. One thing I like about Editamp is that you will not go with money, because if you don't pay the previous, you can't pay the next. So rate of debt is really reducing. That's one thing I cherish about Editamp. I recommend it at any point in time. If you want me to be the face of Editamp, I'm ready to do that at any point in time. I will recommend Editamps. We really need technology. During registration and all that, anytime you have done the best for us. Very easy for us to get our students outside this Ogun state. Those in Lagos, they just get the form online. So technology is very, very important. Even in teaching the students, we are using technology because we have smart classes where you use your laptop to teach with a smart board. So it's very, very easy. So for now, we can't rule out technology. So Editams is really doing that for us because it's making everything easy. Before now, we have to calculate this, but when you just input your scores on the computer, everything will be done. That's what Editam has done for us. So Editams, kudos to you.